So to keep the channel going, I will give some suggestions for the use of Instagram for philosophers, or maybe for, I also could call like how to use Instagram. What is a more broad statement? Um, Basically, you don't want to use Instagram for personal relationships. Okay, for this you have your phone number and the mail or other tools, in my opinion. Um, Instagram is structured so as Facebook and many other apps. It is structured in the logic of marketing. Okay, so it is this is made for self advertising. So when you use this as a person, it is pathetic. And when two persons are using with each other, it starts being pathetic. Unless you are part of such blessed and funny group of friends, because with a very good group of friends you can make jokes of everything, and everything is just cool. But the reality that you have always more than 100 followers or something like this, so it's always awkward between persons. But between person in a company or an institution or some provider of value, it makes sense somehow. So Instagram is a very visual app, so this means I use this for visual things, and the most obvious is that I use this for photography and for painting. So if you do it this way, you can extend your knowledge about painting and photography in an unbelievable way. Really, you can really expand your imagination and your pictorial abilities in a way without precedent. So here is how you use Instagram against Instagram, so to say. So you organize your feed in such a way that it comes always something useful to know and something that don't take so much time, and the pictures they are more or less like this. So the only value of the feed is to give you notifications. So actually even the experience you don't have. This is another point to talk another video. Actually you don't have so much the experience of the painting. Okay, principally as an amateur, um, you it's hard to have the painting experience looking at a screen on your cellular mobile phone. However, you have the information, and the information is powerful. You have an historical information, for example. You have a symbolic information. So this is very interesting. And you want to follow those accounts who are presenting sometimes a painter or an artist that you don't know, and they are doing like a biography, or important comment or important review. So everything that has to do with fast artistical knowledge will profit from this feed system of Instagram. In some sense, also poetry, but somehow poetry, I think it's a no-go. When you are scrolling on your phone, you are in another state of mind. So you don't want to simply get notice of the poem. You want to experience the poem. So I don't think that's the best thing. But with images and painters and people who did sculptures, um, design of opera stages, all such things, it's actually an useful app. So you see how things are relative. Also, if you cook, I think it's a very useful app, because you can have quick information and quick how to do things and compare. So so the idea is to find what fits in this system, okay? What doesn't fit are the human relationships. So social media is unfortunately not for human relationships. I did so many experiments, and it just doesn't it sucks. And I think when people enter Instagram, they do a kind of they pass a test to be a stupid narcissist. It's really like this. I mean, even the most harmless Instagram accounts. So the low vibe and the lack of social skills is like the default. So it's not a place to talk. And it's so funny because the same person outside of Instagram is in another forum talking a lot and writing a lot. So you can see by the comments and all such things how is a place where it's a kind of faultless and somehow awkward, because when you use this from the social perspective, like you follow your friend and check her holidays and she checks your holidays. Actually, after 2 or 3 years, it's absolutely awkward. And if you don't notice this, I invite you to notice. Whoever doesn't notice has a problem. It's just awkward. I find it very awkward. It's like a mutual theater. For example, people behave like if they are liking something as it would cost money. Do you understand? So principally the girls, it's like they have money, and if they like for an artwork that you did, it's like money that they are giving. Understand? The proof for this is that only so women who are more who are older and who are already in a relationship, then they behave normally. So they appreciate what has to be appreciated and things like this. So for all these reasons, Instagram is very awkward, and I could do a video just to analyze it and break this part down. However, the suggestion here is for you see the possibility of using Instagram as a opener of your cultural horizon. And if you clean your settings and what you are following, it will certainly help you. Okay. So this applies also to other types of use. For example, like for networking or things like this. But in this part, I think I am not so experienced, and I can give, let's say, the result of my experimentations. I try to follow and engage more with so people that I admired regarding filmmaking or so. But I am not sure that this is still the best use of the platform. I think to network with people who are creating things, probably the interesting thing is to go to a festival or situations where people are eating together, and principally if you have a friend, and that it comes to a normal social situation, because Instagram makes everything very frontal and very obvious, and it's very easy to hit things quantitatively and to spam all such things. So that the whole way that you are framed on Instagram is either as an attention seeker or as a consumer, as a fan, or you are successful. Like you have very clear frames or box in which you are, and if you are in either of this box, is not your fault, is a fault of the system and of our ignorance in general, about the fact that this app was conceived to prioritize who is selling something. So all the mechanisms, they are perfect to make a very good, effective type of indirect marketing. Okay, so this is what the companies are doing, and what the girls, the women are doing, and some part of the men, and the pathetic men that are behaving like girls. Okay, so I mean, they are doing like they are models, but they are also not models. So it's pathetic. Um, so so the problem is this ignorance about the structure and let's say the essence of these mechanisms. So I believe that you can adapt to this mechanism somehow, and still take the best principle if you are just a passive user. Okay, so this suggestion that I'm giving is still more for a passive user. Okay, it's not like if you want to get clients or followers, because here it would make sense that you naturally that you follow other types of content, that you know what is going on. um, so for example, if you are a music composer, a very interesting idea is to find an account that appears on your feed, showing different instruments, different techniques, everything that has to do with refreshing your memory and your sonic memory about different instruments and things like this, and perhaps some tips. But you also don't want to engage in deep learning on Instagram, because it's not the frame that your mind needs to be properly educated and to properly learn something. This is not the frame of experience that is required for a good learning of something. Okay, so this is why it's harder for me to give any suggestion in this direction without coming into into trouble. Okay, into some challenge. Okay, so when you are learning, you want to have very clear the substance of what you want to learn, and very clear what is not essential. Okay, and when you are scrolling on Instagram or even on YouTube, it's very hard to keep your mind in this frame of I am concentrated, I am learning, or something like this. What will happen is that you start to disregard the information. But with paintings, with visual material of films, scenes, or footage, so sculpture. So with all these things, you can profit of this, because then it goes more subconsciously. Do you understand? When you see an image of Renoir or of whoever the painter you might like, or photographer, when you see the image comes direct to you, and you don't have to ask so much questions to the image. To understand, there is also the part of learning to observe images, but it's another thing. The thing is that you as someone seeking for a culture, you will get value from this huge repertoire of images that will get easily saved in your memory and in your subconscious. Okay. Because they will communicate things about very different times of history, very different styles of thinking. They have very different underlying paradigms of thought. Okay, so your goal is to find the best accounts that serve to this purpose. So, for example, accounts of some classical anthropologists that went to different places like Tibet or Amazonia and did very exotic and unseen photos. For example, that you observe such things, what is going on. So it's a very interesting way to get at the same time entertainment and intellectual value from this app that is actually designed to be one of the biggest weapons in the context of the cultural Marxist war. Okay, so think about it and tell me if it works, and if you need some suggestion, you can ask me in the comments what I find one of the best accounts on Instagram for this. So ciao ciao.